Check.
Baby.
Yeah.
What's wrong with my dog?
Your dog, she's a little high. I got her a little high. She's just chilling. She's just chilling.
How come? How are you there to tie my dog?
No, I used to get my schnauzer high all the time. It's all good.
No, but this is another schnauzer.
She likes it. Look at her. She's so happy.
Are you happy about that? Oh, baby, she's eating the cookies.
She's eating the cookies.
She's eating the cookies.
Oh boy. Welcome to the White Jesus Show. This week's show is brought to you by Uber Cheats. Are you having trouble cheating on your wife successfully? Would you like to avoid those annoying private detectives your wife hired following you around? Try Uber Cheats. Whenever you need to meet up with your mistress, Uber Cheats will pick you up and take you to cheat on your wife. I know what you're thinking. White Jesus, isn't that just regular Uber? And to that I say no. You can also choose the cleaner pickup. If you're coming back home after cheating, Uber Cheats has special pickup options. The disguise pickup. Your driver will stash a disguise at your back door so you can avoid those pesky private dicks. You can also add a distraction option, where an Uber Cheats lookalike of you will throw off private detectives. Your Uber Cheats driver will have a cheater cleanup kit with all the supplies you need to wipe off lipstick and a special cheater spray to use to erase all the lady smells off of you before you get back home. And also a special glitter brush that gets all that hard to get to whore glitter off of you. It's the best way to cheat. So, next time you feel like sinning before God and your wife, try Uber Cheats. Good Lord. Welcome to the White Jesus Show. I'm White Jesus. You know what? I'm going to start this show with quotes from actual Jesus. There's some folks who may have clicked on the podcast and thinking it's a Christian podcast, which it's obviously not. You know, Uber Cheats, that's not Christian at all. But I think it's a thing that I'd like to do. I got this little app thing, and each day it gives you some messages. These week's words from the actual Jesus revolves around loving your enemies. I'm going to say a few lines here. You have heard that it was said, you shall love your neighbor and hate your enemy. But I say to you, love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you, so that you may be sons of your Father who is in heaven. For he makes his sun rise on the evil and on the good, and sends rain on the just and on the unjust. For if you love those who love you, what reward do you have? Do not even the tax collectors do the same? And if you greet only your brothers, what more are you doing than others? Do not even the Gentiles do the same? And those were Jesus quotes. Actual Jesus. And it says here it's from Matthew 5. You know what? I like starting the show off like this. This is a positive message. This Jesus guy was really smart. Very smart. He has almost as many followers as Kim Kardashian on Instagram. So it seems like the White Jesus show is kind of become a solo show. You know, that's not how I started it. It started as a two-man show, a black and a white Jesus. It wasn't my choice necessarily to move to a solo show, but things happen. You know, there were some times where I had something lined up and I was really my hand was kind of pushed to do the show solo to get it out on time to the folks at home. Because if you know anything about White Jesus, there's nothing I love more than the folks at home. I'm actually getting comfortable with it. You know? I mean, I talk to myself in my head all the time. And then I'll think things, and then I'll think, man, this should be broadcast to the world. And I've always been a little bit of a loner, so, you know, maybe it makes sense. The thing that I learned is that things happen for a reason. If an obstacle comes your way, you have the decision to get discouraged, or you have the decision to keep the faith. And by making the right decision to keep the faith, I like the show I'm doing. My brother in California, he lives in a desert area. His signal is like 1 bar if he climbs the top of the highest mountain in California. It's a little ridiculous. I've never been off the grid with my brother, and now every time I talk to him, it means that much more because I know it's rare. Hey, you know, I thought it was really cool when I first got my medical marijuana delivered to my house. I was like, it can't get any better than this. Today, folks, I ordered it up on my phone, and I picked my medical marijuana up through a drive-thru where people get burgers. That actually might be a good idea to include in the weed pickup drive-thru. Some munchies, some burgers and fries maybe, because people are going to get munchies. They should sell DVD collections of the Family Guy through the drive-thru, because we all know what you's about to do. So yeah, like whenever I get the opportunity to talk to my brother, I'm going to make it happen. I want him to be on the show. He's the closest person I have in my life. And he's pretty far away, and I miss him. Joe Biden is still the president-elect. Since last week, nothing's changed. Trump's still fighting it. He's going through stages of grief, denial, rage, twittering on the toilet. I think that was a stage of grief that I learned at the psychology school. Rage tweeting on the toilet. Dude, he's starting to trash Fox News, which is crazy because they were the network that went against everybody else and gave the guy a fair chance. I went to Starbucks earlier. I got this cold nitro brew with sweet cream. And I saw it up on the board. It looked pretty good. Nitro just sounds like a fun word. I like it cold. And I saw it up there on the board, large for, $13 or whatever the fuck these people are charging. So I said I'd like a large nitro brew. And then he looks at me pretty serious and he says, actually, legally, we're only allowed to sell a medium of that because of the caffeine content. And I was like, whoa. Dude, this must be strong shit. Like, legally? You're going to pull out legally for me in a Starbucks? That's hilarious. And I was like, well, can I order 2? And he's like, yes, you can. I found a way around the system. And then I said to the guy, you know, if Florida will decriminalize hard drugs, think about it, man. Starbucks, now with cocaine. He liked my idea. I asked him if he had cocaine. He did not have cocaine. Which is good. You shouldn't be able to get cocaine at the Starbucks. Not in 2020. So yeah, doing the show by myself, I just kind of like rambling. There's an airplane. Did you guys hear that airplane? Anyway, how's that dog? I got a schnauzer, mildly stoned. Oh, she's over there and staring at one of her toys in the corner. She's not moving. I wonder what's going through her mind, like when a dog gets a little high. And first of all, it's not animal abuse. I had a schnauzer for 12 years. She was a total pothead. And I'm not, just giving them a little taste of THC. So, like, what do dogs think about when they're a little high? Like when reality kicks in, It's like, yo, I'm a dog. Dude. Hey, is that another dog's ass? Dogs love tracing other dogs' asses and other dogs' scents. This particular schnauzer named Vodka, who I got a little high with earlier. We were listening to some Pink Floyd and whatnot. When I take her for a walk, she makes sure to sniff everything and cover whatever previous urine was in that place by another dog by her own. And here's the coolest thing about Vodka. Now, I don't know. Vodka pees like a boy. Like with a leg up. Like she's perfected it. She can do either leg up. Like she can straight up pee on a pole or a tree, just like the fella dogs, right? The boy dogs. And I'm wondering if Vodka is perhaps a transgender dog. If she feels like she's a boy inside. Or maybe she's a lesbian. Maybe Vodka's just a rock star. She's over there chilling. She's still listening to Pink Floyd. I don't know how that dog got an iPod Shuffle. I'll tell you something about me. Sometimes before I get ready to do a show, I don't feel like doing the show. And I don't feel good about myself. And that's just the mental illness that I have. But whenever I pull that trigger and decide not to let that get to me, I do good shows. And really one of my favorite places to be is on this show, talking through this microphone, wearing these glasses every week. If anything, the radio signals will make it to the aliens one day. And like billions and billions of years, right? But, maybe I can get an alien audience. Maybe there's a planet who will pick up the White Jesus show and start worshiping me. Now I'm thinking Twilight Zone. Twilight Zone's a great show. I love Twilight Zone. Jordan Peele is doing an excellent job with that show. I swear, they've tried to reboot that show like every decade. And Jordan Peele was the right man, the right time. Right after his movie Get Out. That guy is one of the greatest filmmakers of our time right now, Mr. Jordan Peele. Jordan Peele is married to who is Jordan Peele married to?
Jordan Peele has been married to Chelsea Peretti since 2016. And if you ever feel like humming along to a tune while making dinner, just say, play music.
What the fuck was that? I didn't even want my phone to talk back to me. I just forgot Chelsea Peretti's name for a second. And then I asked Google, and it told me Chelsea Peretti. And then what the fuck did it just say? To hum a tune? That was insane. That was hilarious. I'm glad we caught that on tape. He's married to Chelsea Peretti, who is a brilliant comedian. Her Netflix special, can't think of the name right now, is one of the funniest things. And, I don't even think women are funny. I think I just heard us get canceled. Chelsea Peretti, also on Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Oh, her character on Brooklyn Nine-Nine is probably the best character on the show. Anyway, Jordan Peele, a very lucky man. They're going to have very, very many talented black Jewish children. Chelsea Peretti, very Jewish. You know what? Let me try something else. Let me try something else with Google. Hey, Google. Who's the black private dick who's the sex machine and gets all the chicks?
Here's what I found.
Google doesn't know nothing, man. That works with Alexa. The answer is Shaft. If you have an Alexa at home, go ask Alexa who's the black private dick who's a sex machine gets all the chicks. It'll go Shaft. And you go, you damn right. I love doing that. Alexa's a very, very early version of a AI friend. Google's no friend because it just told me to hum along or something to something. I don't know. I'm going to have to play it back. Alright, so we're doing a show. It's a podcast. We're doing a podcast. Technically, it's a podcast. But I like calling it a show rather than a podcast. Because, my heroes are David Letterman and whatnot. So I'd rather have a talk show. Interesting fact. When I was revamping the show, the White Jesus Show with Doug, one of the other titles I had was The White Jesus Show starring Doug. Now, the reason I didn't choose starring Doug is because that is a standard Tonight Show staple. The Tonight Show has always starred somebody. The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon. And my hero being David Letterman, Late Show with David Letterman. I think maybe even late night with David Letterman. So I went with, man, talk about useless shit to know. That's why I decided on the title. Well, guys, we have a show plan. I finished writing the whole show this time. Last week I ran out. Well, I stopped. Last week I didn't finish writing the real news, so we kind of spitballed that one. I don't remember if I talked about Donald Trump yet. I don't know if I talked about Donald Trump yet, but he's still there. Yeah, I talked about it. Stages of grief, toilet rage tweeting. I'll be addressing this a little later in the show. And I'd like to thank you. I'm going to break the fourth wall, the fifth wall, by looking at the camera. I'm going to break that wall. But I'd like to thank you for tuning in to the show, and let's get things started with the Disciple Hotline. Welcome to the Disciple Hotline. The hotline number is 954-580-FUNK. 954-580-FUNK. Make sure not to dial 954-580-FUCK. It takes you to a weird phone sex line. And the hotline is open to anybody who wants to call and leave a voicemail. Totally open. You can leave whatever you want to leave. You can leave a joke. You can leave a death threat. You can leave. You could just leave a message for me and let me know what you'd like to see on the show. I don't know what you like, what you don't like. It's your chance to, come on to the show with me. And every week we'll play the voicemails on the show. This week we had 2 voicemails from the Disciple Hotline, and let's go to the first one.
Hi, baby. White Jesus. And this is a message for you. Do you remember that I told you don't use my special shampoo? Okay, I think you forget it. And by the way, I don't have any more shampoo. Can you, baby? White Jesus, bring a new shampoo bottle when you come back to the house?
Well, that was friend of the show, Mary. That was my girlfriend with a comment or concern about the relationship and the rules of the house. Like to take this time to formally apologize to my girlfriend. I'm sorry, babe. I'll replace that shampoo, but it sure does make my hair nice. So this is how we resolve issues in our relationship. If she has an issue, she'll call the hotline, and then she'll tune into the show and hear my response. It's an interesting way to deal with relationship issues. It's hilarious. I don't even know if my girlfriend has subscribed to the show. She's subscribed to me. I just don't know if she's subscribed to White Jesus. And like a champ who always comes through, guys, we have the Disciple Hotline. The Disciple Hotline hasn't brought in a whole lot of calls, but we have a mainstay for the Disciple Hotline. His name is Billy, and he calls in damn near every week now. Got a lot of time on his hands with podcasts. He's a long-haul truck driver, and I actually put together a compilation of his calls into the hotline, and it's a good listen. You can check that out if you go down. Maybe there's suggestions. Maybe it'll suggest you go to another show, but for God's sakes, don't do that. But up here, maybe later, keep watching the show now. But later, go to the channel bwjp radio. It's up there or something, and there's actually playlists, and anything outside the original podcast will be in a playlist called Bonus, BWJP Bonus. So you can see the Billy video there. And Billy's back this week. Let's hear from him.
Well,
Why, Jesus, what's up, man?
Oh, no.
I'm sorry, man. I got a little bit of a cough. Whoop. Probably a whooping cough. Get it? Whoop, whoop.
A whooping cough.
Anyway, whoop, whoop, why, Jesus? Man, I will tell you what. That video you put on the internet of me, man, that was very, very kind of you, sir.
Of course.
I've become a very, very popular fella in the trucking community. King of the truck drivers. I'm king of the truck drivers. Yeehaw!
All right.
And whoop, whoop. I give that a yeehaw and a whoop, whoop.
Right.
Hey, why, Jesus, Trump ain't leaving, man. Dude, I called last week. I was so excited, man. Fucking Biden-Harris winning the 2020 election, man. Trump, man, what the fuck's up with Donald Trump? That is one crazy fucker. Like, what the fuck's he gonna do? Hide in the fucking closet for 4 years? Then come out of the closet and deny he's a homosexual and still the president?
Billy.
He's gonna give up eventually, right? Hey, you better go with U-Haul, man. Cause like U-Haul, they got the best deals, man. But you better book that shit in advance. U-Haul's a very good company, man.
Shout out
Anyway,
U-Haul.
man, I just hope Trump gives up and goes ahead and calls the U-Hauls over, man. Cause it's time to pack up, bitch. And your boy, President Biden and Kamala Harris is moving in. Dude. Kamala's married to a man named Doug, man. Ain't that your real name, Doug?
Yeah,
That's
dude.
fucking cool, man. You got a Doug in the White House about fucking time, if you ask me. Anyway, why, Jesus? Whoop, whoop, America. And good night.
Yeah, there's going to be a Doug occupying the White House for the very first time since Doug E. Fresh was invited by the first black president, Bill Clinton. Or is it Dougie Doug? I don't know. There was a Dougie Fresh and a Dougie Doug. But anyway, it's a very historic time for Dougs. I know that it's pretty historic for there to be a woman vice president and everything, but let's remember that it's also a very historic time to be Dougs. You ever heard of any famous Dougs? No, it's a shit name. Doug Benson. But he's like a comet who relies on like pot and weed material. Must be a Doug thing. So that's the Disciple Hotline for this week. Nice, short, and sweet. I'd like to thank my girlfriend and Billy for calling. Gonna need to go buy some shampoo. And Billy, I'm pretty sure Trump is gonna quit, man. I don't know if he's gonna use U-Haul. I think presidents might be able to afford better moving vans than U-Haul. And Billy, we're gonna move forth very soon with President Joe, and looking forward to seeing how that turns out. Anyway, thank you to the callers. The number once again is 954-580-FUNK. For those who don't know what 580 is, it's 5, 8, and 0. Funk. F-U-N-K. Do people not know how to spell funk? Is that why nobody else is calling? Is that why the hotline isn't popular? Yo, I'm gonna help you fools out right now. Instead of funk and confusing you folks. Hey, vodka. Hey, puppy. You still high? Aw. Instead of confusing you with letters, I'm going to give you the hotline number straight. It's 954-580-3875. Call the hotline. You'll be on the next show. And I think it's time to move along the show. And what we'll have next is the Word with White Jesus. Welcome to the Word with White Jesus. This week's word is lose. You know, in life, we win some and we lose some. And what defines our character is how we handle ourselves in victory as well as defeat. Now, I don't want to mention anybody in particular, Donald Trump, but you know, you lost. Even if it was stolen, you lost. Don't go out being a whiny little bitch, if I may borrow a Bill Maher quote. You have to have a moment where you concede gracefully. How about that? That would shock the world. It will leave you in a better way for a huge 2024 run. You know, back in the day in Little League Baseball, when I played Little League Baseball, I don't know if they still do it, but at the end of every game, each team would form a single file line and walk by the other team and slap them high fives or low fives. Of course, you had some dicks in there who pulled their hand back or gave you the finger. But the art of losing, hey, you should write a book called The Art of the Losing. That could work to your advantage. At least you fought to the bitter end, right? Citizen Trump. It's the right thing to do, and it's the only thing to do. The notion that Trump won't leave the White House is ridiculous. But he should go ahead and concede soon. Donald Trump, people need you. People need to hate you. So start another reality show or a news network, whatever. Mr. Current President Donald Trump, I beg you to go out in a good way. I'm someone who could vote either Democrat or Republican. If you fuck up your exit from the White House, you're going to lose possible voters in 2024, including me. Think about it, bro. I hope I can call you bro. You would be the first president to occupy the White House twice. The great comeback. Mr. Current President Donald Trump, I would challenge you to find the positive with your loss. But you lost. You lost. So get your administration together, form a single file line, and give high fives to the new administration on your way out. Don't pull any of those dick moves like pulling up or the finger. And that is the word with White Jesus. Stir in the coffee. Got to get all hyped for the show. Stir in coffee, and I have some salami. Wow, that's a good cup of coffee. I should do commercials for coffee. Now that's a good cup of coffee. Maybe I can get coffee as a sponsor. Welcome back to the White Jesus Show. This is the topic of discussion. Kids, this is where we pick a particular topic. Well, and we don't really discuss it because it's kind of just me. It's certainly a topic of rambling. The topic of discussion this week is technology and AI. Now, I wanted to have Sam Harris on the show. Anyway, I wanted to get Sam Harris on the show to talk about AI. Sam Harris is an American author, philosopher, neuroscientist, and podcast host. He's had amazing discussions with Joe Rogan regarding AI. And when I reached out to Sam, he replied back, "I've been on Joe Rogan. What's the name of your show? White Jesus?" And then he didn't even sign the letter. He didn't even sign the reply. Anyway, I'm okay. At this point, Sam Harris is too big for the show. One day, maybe the show will be bigger than Sam Harris. Probably not. I'd like to start off the subject of AI with a couple definitions. First, there's this thing called Moore's Law. And Moore's Law, let's define it. Moore's Law refers to Moore's perception that the number of transistors on a microchip doubles every 2 years, though the cost of computers is halved. Moore's Law states that we can expect the speed and capability of our computers to increase every couple years, and we will pay less for them. That's why everybody has an iPhone now. I don't like iPhones. I don't understand them. I'm going to talk about iPhones in a future episode. So when we talk about Moore's Law, we're talking about exponential growth. Let me explain exponential growth for you. Mathematically speaking, an exponential function is a function of the form where b is a positive real number not equal to 1, and the argument x occurs as an exponent. Did you guys get that? In layman terms. Hey, what does layman mean? Was there a guy named Layman who just didn't understand anything? And that's how the saying got started. Let's put it in layman terms for layman over here. He doesn't understand shit. In layman terms, it means that the growth of technology will continue to go up faster and faster until we reach the point of singularity. Woo! There's a plane. I want to find a place where the planes are really, really low, where you can observe them, like in Wayne's World. They lay on top of their car, and the plane go by, and they go, whoa! Anyway. The singularity in AI terms means a hypothetical moment in time where artificial intelligence and other technologies have become so advanced that humanity undergoes a dramatic and irreversible change. Many scientists expect it to happen in the next 100 years. Ray Kurzweil, a visionary of technology, a pioneer of technology, pretty much the Einstein of today, Ray Kurzweil. Ray Kurzweil predicts the singularity to occur around the year 2045. And this will be a time where AI and technological abilities will surpass the abilities of human beings. And that's us. I'd like to talk about key moments of change. Many singularities, many singularities before the big one. Key moments of change. One of these key moments of change was smartphones. We went from wired phones in the kitchen And then we went to beepers. And then when we got beepers, we got creative and came up with beeper codes to, in a way, early numeric texting. They'll be written on the caves, on the inside of the caves, as a certain language we used to speak in the 90s, late 90s. There'll be cave drawings. 823, thinking of you. 423, call me now. 911, I'm pregnant. And then we went from beepers to cell phones. They weren't smart yet. These were dumbass phones. These were dumbass cell phones. Generally started out pretty large. Then we got all fancy with flip phones. That was a good feeling, man. Flip phones, I miss those. And some of them, you were able to check your email. Not very smart yet. And then smartphones. Really two different types of smartphones, the iPhone and the Android operating system. White Jesus is a droid man. And smartphones have everything. Everybody has a camera in their pocket now. Everyone knows what everyone is thinking now, like with social media. But has social media made us less social? Like we communicate more through text and social media now than with our mouths. Now kids are growing up with social media, and that's scary. Kids have been killing themselves because of being bullied on social media. That kind of bullying was not available when I was in school. You know, back in the day, the bullies would just bully you in person, and the only people who knew about it were the people who saw it happen, right? Nowadays, a kid can bully another kid on social media, and everybody in the school knows about it. I couldn't imagine having social media when I was in middle school or high school. TikTok. Have you ever looked at TikTok? It's insane. It's very addicting. Aside from miscellaneous short videos, and there's a lot of entertaining stuff on TikTok. It's become a real creative form of media, actually. But unfortunately for a portion of the population, TikTok for teen girls is just porn star training. Now, what I'm talking about is the teens being sexualized and being encouraged, like as a meme definition, an idea that goes from one to another via digital means. Anything that's imitated on social media by somebody else on social media is a meme. That's what I mean by that. So it's being encouraged as a meme. And they're constantly trying to outdo each other. Maybe it's just my particular TikTok feed. Maybe it knows I want to see. So I hope TikTok is never banned. Don't do it. You know, where would we see our future porn stars? And you will notice the teen girl social media face everywhere. You know what I'm talking about. I'm going to do it for you. Peace sign, tongue out, weird scrunched up face. So that's the teen girl social media face. And it seems to be involuntary now. Like, they can't help it. It's what they're taught to do. You know, it really means something when the creators of social media won't let their kids use it. Watch The Social Dilemma. Tristan Harris. I think another key moment of a technological shift was Uber. Remember back in the day, if you wanted to go somewhere, you had to save up for a car and get insurance and all that shit. Now you can hit a button on your magic phone and a car will be there in 3 minutes to take you wherever you need to go. Even our sponsor today, Uber Cheats, you press a button, somebody picks you up to go cheat on your wife. Deplorable. Now, before Uber, I didn't have a car, and the commute to my job was over an hour, and that was using multiple buses and a bicycle. In a car, it was a 15-minute drive. I dreaded going to work because sometimes there wasn't a bike rack on the bus or it was raining. Uber would have been perfect for me. And how about Uber Eats? How's this for convenience? Fast food, fancy restaurants, you can basically have anything delivered to you from your magic phone to your front door. You can get anything you want. I get weed delivered to me by ordering it from my phone. The future is awesome. And another shift, and these are just like 3 big shifts that I noticed myself. The third big shift, a mini singularity, was Amazon. You guys remember stores? It's where we would go to buy things. Now mostly everything is bought online. It's very convenient. So are we less social now because of our phones? We're relishing over the positives of social media. However, we need to be very concerned about the negatives. Kids killing themselves, man. That ain't good. So let's talk about what's next. So what's next? VR. You can consider the current VR headsets as like the Zach Morris brick cell phone from Saved by the Bell. It's a show that used to be on. It's awesome. VR headsets are just getting started and will become super evolved in the next 15 years that we'll all look back at the Oculus and laugh. Maybe even 5 years. You know, with Moore's Law and exponential growth, who knows? I've experienced a little VR. It's pretty cool stuff, man. I virtually rode a roller coaster that seemed super real. Virtually traveled through space. And then I found out about VR porn. Anyway, that's all I did from that point. Because it was super cool. Hey, if you're a fan of porn and you haven't checked out VR porn, check that shit out. It's crazy. But VR eventually will be sized down from these headsets and be like, I don't know, projected into our eyes or something. Contacts. Like I said last week, we're a lot closer to Black Mirror than we think. Another thing coming up is deepfakes. Have any of you out there ever seen Wonder Woman actress Gal Gadot taking it in the ass? I have. It's called a deepfake. A deepfake is an AI program that will morph somebody's face into another person's body or alter what they're saying. These deepfakes are getting more and more advanced according to the porn sites I visit. But I suppose they can also be used in other ways. Someone can make a deepfake of a world leader declaring war. Then bombs start flying. So that's a concern about deepfake, misinformation, and fake news. Dude, first we get fake news, and now we're going to get deep fake news. So, actually the next shift I see coming in the future, and I'm no Ray Kurzweil. Did you guys know that I wasn't a scientist? I'm no scientist. I hope I didn't put anybody under the impression that I was a scientist. I'm not. But the next shift that I see would be automated travel. We got those Teslas out there now with some automated features. Guys, that technology, exponential. It's going to continue to improve, and sometime soon, maybe even sooner than we expect, cars are going to be able to drive themselves better than human beings. They already know better how to drive better than South Florida drivers. One day, most cars on the road will be driving themselves. You know, kids, it's an interesting time to be alive. I think we're living in great times. We're going to see a lot of stuff. We may even see the end of the world. I hope not. Maybe we'll see the singularity. Anything can happen, man. The host of The Apprentice was just president for 4 years. I would say with technology and AI, anything is possible. Get ready to fight robots, because that's something that we might have to do. So get ready to fight robots. I'll keep you posted here on the show, and I hope I explained AI a little bit to some folks. You know, I'll reach out to Sam Harris again, because I love his conversations on AI. Let me go ahead and plug my favorites. Joe Rogan. You guys know who Joe Rogan is? Have you guys ever heard tell of a guy named Joe Rogan? He's a guy, he does podcasting. It's pretty popular. And Sam Harris has been on his show several times. And if you want to hear really cool discussions about AI, check that out. As well as Elon Musk, Sean Carroll. Elon Musk was the big interview on Rogan that everybody wanted to see. And I have my own wish list. Really just one guy who I want to see on Joe Rogan is Ray Kurzweil. Ben Gertz, who did a movie about the singularity. It's called something Singularity. Ben Gertz, and say that into your phone because I can't spell the last name. It's really weird. He's doing a lot of interesting stuff with AI over in Japan. So yeah, it would be good to start learning about some of this stuff, and get excited about the future. Also very terrified of the future. However you want to take it, guys, the decision's up to you. You can go on YouTube and watch several documentaries on AI. Kids, I think that's just about all I got for the topic of discussion this week. If you have any thoughts about AI or have any questions about what I talked about, you can call the Disciple Hotline at 954-580-FUNK, and we'll put you on the next show and I'll answer your question. I'll try to. So that's the topic of discussion. Let's move on to the next thing. Go to the next thing. Hey guys, I just took a quick bathroom break. I did video the entire thing of me going to the bathroom. To see that, you'll have to join my Patreon. Man, I just urinated like straight up coffee. Yeah, I urinate, but there was no urine. It was just straight up espresso. And I've been mixing coffee today. Whew. Hey guys, it's time for the real news. Let's get to it. Welcome to the real news. I'm White Jesus, and here's a string of jokes. Our top story: host of Jeopardy, Alex Trebek, dies at 80. We here at the show are saddened by the passing of one of the best TV hosts of all time. I'm sorry, I've just been told that I have to deliver the punchline in the form of a question. Let me see if I can remember how Jeopardy works. The clue is, he is saddened by the passing of Alex Trebek. And the answer is, who is White Jesus? Let's hear it for Alex Trebek, one of the greatest of all time. Our next story: Cracker Barrel apologizes for decoration at Connecticut restaurant that resembled a noose. I don't know why you guys are shocked. It's Cracker Barrel. The so-called noose was an old electric cord of an antique iron that they had decorated the restaurant with. Cracker Barrel apologized and took it down, also vowing to the Twitter mob that they will not do anything ever again. They're not going to do anything ever again because it'll upset people. You know, I mean, if there was anywhere to display a noose, are we really surprised that it was the Cracker Barrel? They have crackers there. It's Cracker Barrel. Hey, the Pope. Cool Pope. Cool Pope. Cool Pope. Cool Pope. Cool Pope. The Pope vows to end sexual abuse after McCarrick case. Yeah. The Pope reinforced that only after the case he will end the sexual abuse. After the case is completely finished and finalized and McCarrick has served his time, after the entire case is in the books, he will totally get around to ending sexual abuse. You know, there were several times that I think popes were going to end sexual abuse. What a shame for cool Pope. But we wish him luck ending that shit, right? Don't we, folks? Yeah, we do. Lori Loughlin could be released from prison in time for Christmas. I know, right? The push for the release is for a Fuller House Christmas special where Uncle Jesse breaks Aunt Becky out of prison and the family is torn on what the right thing to do is. Uncle Jesse's gonna break Aunt Becky out of jail. Awesome. Our next story. A woman's son is getting teased for his name, but she does not regret her choice. The boy, Graham, has a normal enough sounding name, but kids have started referring to him as Graham Cracker. This wasn't a joke at all. This is the actual news story. I didn't alter it at all. Graham Cracker. Thanks for the breaking news, CNN. The New Yorker fires Jeffrey Toobin after Zoom exposure incident. Yeah, I mean, I guess you gotta do what you gotta do. The fellow was... You can't do that on Zoom. I bet you can. But, like, not in a meeting with your employer. When reached for comment, Jeffrey Toobin said he will get his career going once again after taking some time off to spend with his family and masturbating. Man, I hope he separates those things. I hope he separates the two things, you know? Our next story. Here's who people are betting will replace Alex Trebek. The list of possible replacements includes Neil Patrick Harris, Drew Carey, Mike Lindell, the My Pillow guy, and Donald Trump. Hey Trump, there's a job open on Jeopardy, man. That would be cool. That would be funny. Our next story. Oakland to settle lawsuit for ghost ship fire. Reach for comment. The ghost stated, "Boo, boo." That's my favorite joke this week. Our next story. A nurse suspected of 3 attempted murders in Germany. Man, when will this hospital learn? This woman is not a good nurse. They should fire her. Continuing the real news, Florida man has meltdown at Checkers drive-thru over ingredient in his sandwich. Man, poor Florida man. Like last week he was mauled by a leopard, and now Checkers didn't put enough lettuce in his chicken sandwich. Man, we here at the White Jesus Show wish the best to Florida man, and hope he turns his life around for the best. Let's give it up for Florida man. Let's get behind him. This guy needs to stay out of the news. Our next story, mental health 911 calls will be handled by experts, not NYPD, in new program. So, next time a mentally ill person starts threatening folks with a gun, have no fear. A social worker will be right there to save the day with a notebook and a pen. I didn't have too much confidence in that one either. And finally, UPS allows its employees to wear their natural black hairstyles. Yeah, progress. Right, finally, black UPS employees can take off the blonde wigs that were issued to them when they were hired. But come on, guys. Thanks, guys. Okay. Well, that was the real news. I thank you guys for coming. I love a fake audience. Oh man, I've got like so much salami waiting for me because I've been doing the show instead of eating salami. I can't wait, man. It's gonna be a salami fest. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. Well, kids, it's time to wrap up the show. Just like a gift under a Christmas tree on Christmas morning. Not just like it. We're just ending the show right now. But Christmas is coming up soon, man. I noticed that Starbucks has completely said fuck you to Thanksgiving. What are you going to decorate for Thanksgiving anyway? Anyway, at Starbucks, it's Christmas time already. It's awesome. That's right. Christmas is coming up soon. And you know what that means. Somebody's birthday. Guys, I had a good time with the show. I as always have no clue what we did, man. When White Jesus starts doing the show, he goes into a trance. And then he's just waxing poetic with the folks at home or in your car, wherever you are. By the end of the show, I have no clue what has occurred. I hope it was great, man. Let me I'm gonna pull up about what do we talk about. Ooh, here's some notes about the show. Ooh, we started with our sponsor, Uber Cheats, the only way to cheat. Hey man, we were all blessed with Billy's appearance on the Disciple Hotline. I don't want to have a show without Billy. I love him, man. We had the word that wasn't directed at anybody in particular. Donald Trump. You lost, man. The word is lose. You lost, dude. Dude, we talked about artificial intelligence. Ooh, I can't wait to go back and watch the show. It seems like a great show. I wonder if I got Sam Harris to agree to come on and be interviewed on the show about AI. Well, just to summarize everything, thank you for listening to the show. If you don't like me, dislike and unsubscribe. If you do like me, do the opposite of what I just said. It's important for me to let you know that if you took time to listen to my show, that I really, really appreciate it. And I feel like I've just spent some time with you, which is a kind of love that you can only achieve with an intimate podcast and marijuana. You are my family. You are my family. Like, my actual family doesn't listen to the show. So any of you folks out there who listen to the show, I consider you family. Thank you for listening. Or watching, whatever you do. And it's certainly interesting times we're living in. We do the show on a weekly basis. Any number of things can happen in the next week. we'll be sure to talk about the important things and have some jokes and some silliness go on. That's what we try to do here at the White Jesus Show. And I love you guys, and I thank you very much for listening. As always, please remember always that White Jesus loves you, and we'll see you next week. We out. Obama out. We're done with the show.